So we are doing something a little bit different today from the Laura Crane Youth Cancer Trust. And myself, Helen Merville, and Pamela Thorns, my colleague and friend, are going to be doing some cooking together. So we've decided as something a little bit different and to encourage people to see each other and communicate and do something nice together in these times when we can't actually be physically together doing it. We're going to do dinner with. So basically encouraging people to do what we're going to do today, so we'll show you, and cook together, cook something that you maybe both do, or cook something that one of you is showing the other one how to do it or something. Have a good chat, have a catch up, and support the charity at the same time. So we'll fill you in on how you do that as we're going along. That's right, Pamela.
Right, so those who know me well know I don't cook. I'm very lucky to have a wonderful husband who does all the cooking. So for me to cook, it's a rarity. Earlier in the year, I did baked buns, and I felt, you know, it would have been easier to climb Mount Nevis than baked buns, but I did it. But what I have done during lockdown is Helen gave me, which is equally as funny, Helen gave me a recipe to make a crustless quiche. And throughout March, April, May, June, July, and even August, I've been making one of these every week, and that's what I have for my lunch. But then I think I've made one, and the second one I made, my son heard about it. So I've spent lockdown making 2 quiches, and when he originally used to bring us out shopping or things like that, he'd take away a quiche. So I actually end up now I have to make 2.
But nice. So I like them because there's lots of things that I like to cook for dinner and, you know, really tasty stuff, but I struggle with lunch because I'm a bit sort of, I try not to eat too much bread. And then what else do you have that's not really boring? You know, like a salad, just something is just really boring. And this is nice, Pamela, and you can put, because we do it different ways, don't we? We put different things, because we don't all like the same things, but you can probably put, so we call it a crustless quiche, but I don't know what it is really. It's maybe a bit more like a frittata or something. So basically the ingredients are always like a base veg or something. And I tend to do, when I do most of these, I do red onion, peppers, mushrooms. I don't do mushrooms when I'm having it with you, though, do I, Pam? And I put some ham in. You don't tend to put the meat in, do you? And
no.
But do you put tomatoes in for Dan's?
So when I make it, mine is literally red, green, yellow peppers, onions, and that's about it for me.
Yeah, so you do this sort of veggie bit, and then, well, you'll see, and then we top it up.
But then when I share the ingredients out, once I've whizzed it, I share them between 2 bowls, and then Dan's, I always add mushrooms and tomatoes because he likes those. So yeah. Being a good mum, I pander to him. So that's how I do it. But the funniest thing is I started doing this back in March. Helen's been doing this as well, and then a couple of other friends, they've actually started making these quiches for lunches as well while we've all been locked down. So maybe you might want to have a go.
Yeah, it's nice. I like it. I always have you can have it hot and cold as well, can't you? I always have cold. I did try and when I was on treatment, I wasn't allowed cold things. I did try it warm, and it's not for me.
Yeah.
So should we start chopping and
I think
I've never ever done anything like this before. No. We're hoping it's going to work and you can see what we're doing. And you're not just listening to us chit-chatter for 10, 15 minutes.
There's a good chance that I will use the whizzer and I will end up covered in it.
Well, that'll just add to our entertainment.
That'll just add it. Nobody will be surprised at that, will they?
I'm not using a whizzer.
So I'm just about I've already cooked the onions. I've got the eggs in the bowl. I used 12 because I'm splitting it into 2 dishes. I don't know if I cook things right or I don't cook things right, but I do it the way I do it.
I'm going to make a mess while I'm doing this because I'm not going to be tidying up and in amongst, but there we go. I'm doing chopping up onion. I will be when I'm getting the skin off.
After all these years, I learned a trick about onions.
Go on.
So you cut the end of the onion that isn't the base, and you leave the base in place, and then you peel everything off, and then you slice it. And by doing that, the onion doesn't fall in bits. It all holds together. So you can,
no matter what I do, it all falls in bits.
If you want to do onion rings, it means that you can slice really nice thin onion rings. And please don't forget, I'm talking about this from somebody who doesn't cook, and to be honest, I don't enjoy cooking either.
Once again, I'm making you do something that's like...
It's not my favourite thing, although I do quite like using this to whisk.
Cooking together, isn't it, Pam?
I know, me and you.
I'm enjoying it with you.
Is that? Are you ready?
Oh, it is quite loud. And
oh, I love that noise.
We're doing it's like one of those. We're going to become influencers. Do you know the people on YouTube that do like beauty things? They always hold
yeah,
like this. So doing this, and they hold it
Can
against
I
something.
use that?
A bit like that. Oh yeah.
I'll just throw it out.
Yours has actually gone in the mixture.
And then I always buy low-fat cottage cheese, which, to be fair, if it was just cottage cheese, I don't like it, but I actually don't mind it in this. So
Yeah, I do.
I'm not a big cheese fan.
Cottage cheese fan.
So yeah. I'm still shocked I'm doing this, and those people, my family and my sisters and brothers, are going to be equally shocked that
You're going to be impressed, I think.
that I'm cooking.
This bit of food's just gone on the floor, if you saw that.
When I first made one of these for Dan, he was very tentative about it because he says that when he was younger, all I ever made him was whatever went in the slow cooker. But I think he's telling fibs there.
He's been pleasantly surprised, then, hasn't he?
He's pleasantly surprised and very happy. My other son, Josh, he's in Leeds, so it's not easy for me to have made him things. And also, he's now vegan, and I definitely struggle with making anything vegan. So yeah, Dan's the winner on this one.
We're both at different stages. You're a bit further on than me at the moment, aren't you?
Mixing, I've done. So now it's a case of adding everything else that I've cooked. So that's a whole onion that I'd softened. I don't know why I have to do this, but I do. So Helen says I have to brown off the onions, so I did. And then I add to that all these lovely peppers.
Yeah, loads of peppers. We like that, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is, I started doing this, didn't I, when I was doing the, how to describe it without dropping the name in, when I was doing the dieting
You disappeared. Yeah. You did really well to mute that then.
Did I what, sorry?
You did really well to mute that then.
Yeah, I know. It's like I'm a professional or something. Dieting planet that has food you can have and food that are naughty. And this is all not naughty. So that's why we started doing it. But
Do you mean it has no sins?
you can't use that word though, because you're dropping, yes, it has naughties. Naughty. So, and you can just keep it in the fridge. Sounds like I'm really selling this, doesn't it? Keep it in the fridge. Yeah. I snack on mine sometimes.
So, I do as well, because I dislike it so much. And no matter how much, if anybody can tell me the answer, no matter how much I spray these bowls, I still end up having to scrub.
Yeah.
I still end up having to scrub them. So those out there who are better, absolutely better cooks than me, tell me how to stop the stuff sticking.
My mum says that I always cook too high. The temperature's always too high.
All right.
But professional chefs, they've always got fire and things burning away, haven't they? So I think she's wrong on that one. I think Merville can be incorrect.
Never wrong.
Somebody would say, right, I need to just crack on, don't I? Yabbering away. So have you had a nice weekend, Pamela?
I've had a lovely weekend. I'm part of a bubble where I can look after my grandchildren. So I have 2 grandchildren. I have little Ruby, who is 17 months old, and we call her Wrecking Ball because that's what she is. She's a little firework with an absolute head of ginger curls, beautiful. And then I've got Frankie, who's now at school, and we had Frankie to stop over this weekend. Really, because he hasn't stayed for a while because he's at school. So absolutely love them, but shattered. Absolutely shattered. They wear me out, but I wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah, you forget, don't you, when you've got when it's been a while since you've had little ones, they are just...
Absolutely, yeah. You just permanently chasing after them. Well, not Frankie so much, but definitely Ruby Wrecking Ball. So I've got to now try and get this into there. And usually I just tip it in, but I got visions of it going everywhere. So mine's all mixed.
I should have used a bigger frying pan really, but there we go.
Yeah. What about you, Helen?
I'm just doing my mushrooms.
What kind of weekend have you had? She's gone. That means I can really misbehave because she's not here. We're missing work. We are absolutely missing going into work. And as you would know, at this moment, every time I look at my emails, it's all to do with Christmas. So, but yeah, we are missing being in work. I said, what have you done this weekend, Helen?
Nothing much really. I've been isolating.
Yeah. Everything's okay and everybody's okay.
Everybody's okay. Everybody's well now. And yeah, it's just, well, we can talk about it for how bizarre everything is at the moment. So it is quiet. I'm missing people. I'm missing
missing the interaction.
Missing people.
Yeah.
Like missing special people, obviously. I'm missing being able to go out and do things. But just missing people, you know, like when you do what we do and we're so used to being with lots of people, being at events, lots of supporters and friends. Those people, I'm missing those people.
And I think the job that
usually.
I think the job that we do with especially with fundraising, it's, you know, it's all about interaction with people, and you know, fundraising is fun, and at the moment it's more we feel as though, you know, the charity is suffering, and we've just got to knuckle down and try and get some funds in, especially, you know, for the Christmas. So a lot of the fun it's just not there at the moment, you know, and that is sad. That's the really sad side of this.
But I think if people can come together in ways like this,
yes.
To me, I feel like with the more recent news about the vaccine, essentially, I feel finally like there is some light at the end of the tunnel. I know it's not, you know, it's not happening in the next, you know, well, not towards the end of this year, but it feels like there's going to be a process now, isn't there? But there's still going to be a bit of this. There's still quite a bit of not being able to see people to come. So I think if we can do this, it's really important. I'm not necessarily together, but it's quite a nice thing to do. Cook, catch up, chat away, burn your food because you're too busy talking when you're supposed to be mixing things.
Hey, I'm well ahead of you. Mine
nearly there. I don't know if I put mixed herbs in with mine. I don't know if you do that.
No. I wonder what to put in. What do you put in?
I put I put the wrong one in. Usually, what do I use?
Oh, I put the herbs in with mine. Oh, I've just put chocolate
mixed herbs. Yeah. Not many though, because otherwise when the egg and the cottage cheese goes in, sometimes it sort of clings together and you get a nice bud of
yeah.
Right, so that's that.
So I really hope those who are going to watch this might actually decide to do this with their friends or colleagues, you know, because it's a bit of fun. It's a little bit different. So yeah, I think please you have a go if you can watch Helen and I cooking.
We can send pictures. We can have a competition.
Yeah.
A competition which is nicest looking. They're not the nicest looking, actually, to be fair. Are they generally?
No, but that's
look like a quiche. Or unusual ingredients. Well, I'm trying to think of some of the things I've tried. I like mine, I don't know how big you do. I like mine quite flat.
Yeah.
In lids. So I do this.
I did have bowls like that, but as I've just come now to make 2 more, all my bowls seem to have disappeared. So I'm guessing they're with Dan. Dan's got them.
Not been returned.
And not returned, so he'll be in bother later on.
Well, indeed. Well, he won't be getting his quiche.
Well, he'll get this one, but he won't. If he wants any more, you know, typical mother, he'll have to bring the stuff back.
Right, so I'm doing this. I'm probably going to get it all over the floor now. Split that between.
There we go. Oh, done. I'm done now, 45 minutes. It's in the oven and hopefully I will remember and not burn them, which has happened before, as you can imagine.
So I think I probably have it in for about, I don't know, half an hour?
About 40-45 minutes.
You do that? I don't even know how long I go in for. I think I quite like it quite brown on top, so I do.
Yeah.
I guess mine are in smaller bowls, aren't they?
Yeah.
So just do that with the ham. Voila. Go. So have you been watching any Christmas films, Pamela? I know
I've watched loads. I've watched absolutely loads of them. And I have, because I moved earlier this year, when I lived in my other house, I had 18 boxes of Christmas stuff. Anyway, I've whittled that down now to 6 and 2 Christmas trees. So we're going to go with those and see what we can use and we can't use. But I definitely want I live in an apartment now with an outdoor terrace, and I definitely want that. I want you to be able to see it from the M62. So when you all look across Elland, you'll see this square lit up that's 2 floors up, and you'll be able to go, that's where Pam is.
You just basically advertise where you're living.
Yeah, well, yeah, fair enough.
There'll be burglars like the house with all the lights.
Yeah, they'll be hard pressed to get in, won't they?
So they want to steal a giant Santa Claus, they know where to come.
Yeah, true. If they manage to get up 2 flights, yeah, they're welcome.
I've got some decorations from you as well, haven't I?
You've had some, yeah. I've repurposed them all. They've all, we've done recycling. They've all gone to new homes. So, which is good, which is what we all should be doing.
Yeah.
But also, you see, my fundraising head jumps in all the time. eBay are going to do a match it where if you put something on eBay to sell and you give a portion to the charity, so you might put some on, give us 10%, 50%, you might give us it all, but eBay will match whatever you give to the charity.
Good.
So that's good. If anybody.
And speaking of match it,
I'll definitely match it. Yeah. The one community are doing something called Match It, and if we can raise £5,000 going up to Christmas, they will match whatever anybody gives us, which is, it's had a really good start to it. I think we're already at about £2,000, so £2,000 matched. So rather than, we can't do Christmas as we've normally done Christmas, sadly, this year, and all the extras and all the treats, we just can't do it because the hospitals, as you can imagine, they just can't take these items in. So we can send them one gift box and it'll be full of different things, including a voucher that they can spend online and treat themselves. But then one community, if you buy something and donate, so if you buy a virtual selection box at £1, or you might buy a tangle at £5, £6, they will match that money. So your donation is doubled. So we'd love everybody to get involved in that. We're not asking for big chunks of money. We'd love big chunks of money, but we're not asking, our supporters to give us big lumps of money, because we just know at the moment it's not fair, and we just want you to help us. So yeah, definitely match it.
Yeah, we're very aware that times are hard, but people are just nervous, aren't they? So we ask people to give what they can, but to completely understand that this year's just completely unprecedented. But that's what's so wonderful about the Match It, because you can still maybe donate what you would have done, but by the Match It, doubling it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So we hope people will support that way. And obviously,
and we hope as well companies will become corporate Santas and supporters as well, because if they will donate to be a corporate Santa, again, that money will be matched. So we had a corporate Santa back in July, Richard Fitton, who actually, when charities were first struggling, he stepped forward and said, look, I'm definitely going to be a corporate Santa for you, Pam. He sent us the money, bless him, so we can't match that. But I've had a message off him this weekend going, right, how can I donate to you to match it? And I'm thinking, fantastic. That is so wonderful. And we have another supporter. I don't really like highlighting supporters, but we're just at the beginning of this, and we need to show that it can work. And Lyndon, he normally will give us 300-400 selection boxes, and he's already on the ball, and he's giving us, instead of selection boxes, he's giving us the money from his colleagues at Home First Dyers to make sure that we can still make it special for these young people. So some people, you know, people are definitely helping us.
Yeah, we've obviously know we're doing the Monday Money MOT with Sheena Doherty from Sovereign Wealth Halifax. She did last year, didn't she? She's taken the star on the top of our virtual Christmas tree. So she's already committed to doing that again this year. We've had support from Wellhouse Leisure with the gift vouchers, and they're obviously strong supporters of the charity. So we are getting that support already. We are going to keep doing the Christmas film we've done previously as well as this. So we will keep mentioning people that are supporting us, but just, you know, do what you can is, I guess, is the message, whether that's contributing to the gift box or doing something with the virtual tree, you know, that's all that, or anything you do will be doubled by Match It. So it means, like Pam said, your donation's worth twice as much.
Yeah, well, we could be, you know, we could be looking at we've raised £10,000 by Christmas, which is massive for this charity.
Yeah.
And it's definitely what we need. Come New Year, you know, we've got to rethink and look at how we can take the charity forward and survive. But at this moment, our priority and our focus is on Christmas for these young cancer patients. Yeah,
because as much as, you know, it's been a challenging year for everybody, hasn't it? And we know that patients, cancer patients, for example, have had interrupted and even, you know, put on hold and that kind of thing, which is really frightening. So it's not nice for us. We're all uncertain and not knowing what's going on. But for people, you know, we have to remember that there are people that uncertainty is even worse for, because there's uncertainty on top of uncertainty. You know, the patients that are going to be in at Christmas have still got a horrible feeling at the moment of like we are we going to see loved ones? Are we going to see family? But at least most of us are at home, you know.
Yeah.
At home in familiar surroundings.
And then and we've been told, you know, that a lot of these are just going to be doubly isolated. They can't have the friends and family to see them. So we've got to help them.
Yeah. This year is more important than any year, actually.
Yeah, it is.
It's challenging, but it's more important that it happens this year, because that message, we're thinking of them and there's people out there thinking of them, is even more important than it has ever been. So yeah,
definitely.
We'll do it together, won't we?
Yeah. Well, I've enjoyed my cooking with you, lady.
I've enjoyed it. It's been good. Shall I show you the mess that I've made though? So John's might not anywhere near, fortunately. But look what I did. Cooking with the mirth.
Mine, actually, I've done quite well. Mine's not so bad.
Well, I wasn't prepared, so I've not anything cooked. So I'll just put it all on there.
Yeah.
It's in the oven. So so I'll keep checking on it after about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And might have it as a snack later on.
So is that our first come down with me?
Yeah, it's not called that though, is it, Pamela?
It's not called that. What is it called, Helen?
So we're doing dinner with. And
dinner with? Is that our first dinner with?
Yes, that's our first dinner with. Hashtag let's party like it's 2020.
Hi.
Because we have to accept that there's not going to be massive parties this year, is there? We're not having parties. We're not having huge family gatherings. But we can still get together like this and party like it's 2020.
Yeah. Party like it's 2020.
Yeah.
Definitely. So
and
are we done?
So we're finished. So if people want to do that, I mean, I suppose if people are cooking together, so we're not finished cooking because we don't want people to have to watch us for another 20 minutes while we're stood here waiting for the food to come out of the oven. But if people were cooking a meal together, for example, they could sit and that's you won't want to watch me eat, but they could eat together, couldn't they? I just think it's a nice way of doing it.
We'll set the challenge. Do it better than me and Helen.
Yeah. It's tidier. Yeah.
Not a massive challenge.
Yeah. No, not a massive challenge. We can share that recipe, can't we, Pamela?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, so that's our dinner with, and we hope you have. Hope you've cooked along. Probably not, because we didn't describe things very well, but we'll put the recipe up.
Okay, then. Thanks a lot, and
I'll see you later,
soon.
Pamela, and we'll see everybody
Yeah.
through dinner with at some point.
And hold on.
Oh.
And it's how did we used to do it? It's goodbye from me.
Oh yeah, and it's goodbye from
her.
So do you? Yeah.
You used to say it.
I said goodbye from me, and I think did you say goodbye from him?
And it's goodbye from him.
Anyway.
Next time.
Goodbye all.
Bye.